Hey, I want to tell y'all something. I want to tell y'all the reason why y'all see a lot of spiritual things happening right now. Okay, you might be hearing a lot of people spiritually talk, or you might see a lot of spiritual content, or you may be experiencing things spiritually right now, because right now the worlds are colliding. Okay, spirit has always been present. That realm has always been present. Now people are in the space and the age, because it's the age of truth. Okay, people are in the space and the age and the knowledge where they understand that spirit isn't just a form of their imagination. Okay, if you understand the indoctrinations that things have been placed upon us, you will understand that people who are attuned spiritually often felt delusional. Okay, people who were in tune spiritually often felt misunderstood, because there was something that you had inside of you that nobody could see. They had something inside. You had something inside of you where nobody could actually tangibly touch. But now people are speaking amongst their spiritual gifts and spiritual experiences, and make spirit more present, even though spirit has always been here. Okay, and this is to the ones who still feel in a state of confusion. Once you understand that God's spirit is always with you, right? So if God's spirit is always with you, you will have certain gifts within you. Certain people have certain gifts. Certain people can see certain things. Don't denounce those gifts, okay? Because the more you denounce the gifts, whatever gifts you have inside of you, the more you are denouncing source. That's why it's so difficult for you. That's why it seems like no matter what you do, you just can't get it right. You are denouncing the very thing that makes you great within yourself. Okay? I know back in the day, years ago, decades ago, people would never came out to say things like this. Okay? I was watching a documentary where they had this woman in a mental institution because the woman had spoke and said that God speaks to her directly. This was like in the 50s. This wasn't this wasn't in the 1780s, okay? This was in 1950s, in the 40s, in the early 1900s. Was not that far long ago. Okay? They always made spirits or people who actually had a direct line or consciousness to spirit to seem like, they didn't know what they were talking about. But you got to understand the reason why they said that, because there's a lot of people that's walking up on this realm don't have that connection. It's a lot of people that's walking up on this realm don't have that connection. Y'all remember that TikTok trend that people was talking about? They don't have an inner voice. Yeah. It's a lot of people that's walking on this realm that don't have that connection. So by us being spiritually connected, they then intune that to be false. We have to be connected to something else. It has to be something else that we are paying attention to. It had to be something else that we were hearing, because they can't hear that. They're not connected to that. They don't understand what that is. Okay? So now today people are actually living their truth and living their gifts and being abundant in it. Okay? All that time of hiding, and when they talking about Christ consciousness, is Christ is coming back. That's how Christ is coming back. That's how God's source is coming back. Okay, the main purpose of God's source and for you to be God-like. So if God was powerful within Himself, don't that make you powerful? So God had gifts. You don't have gifts. That's how God consciousness is coming back. But please understand, they did not just denounce God because He was God. They denounced God because God powers. Okay, so the more you denounce your God powers, the more you are denouncing the God within you. Why do you think God was quote unquote crucified? It was for God's powers. It had absolutely nothing to do with anything else. That's why they tell you you are not powerful. That's why they tell you not to tap in. That's why they tell you not to pay attention to your gifts. Okay? Be clear about that, y'all. Be abundant in yourself. Be abundant in your spirit. Be abundant in your God and how God seek for you to be abundant in it. Okay? Be clear.